everyday morning show that puts you in the right frame of mind to accomplish greatness. Join Cheek and Esther every weekday on One Sit on 6.9 FM. Good morning, Coal City!
Hello, good morning, beautiful people of Enugu. Good morning, Coast City. This is Going Radio 106.9 FM, and yeah, this is Good Morning, Coast City. You're welcome to today's edition of the program, and of course, it's always a privilege to be here. This is a new week. This is a new day, and yeah, we're excited to bring you all the energy, all the fun, and of course, information, right? And yeah, Chike, how are you doing today?
I'm doing incredibly good, and then of course I'm doing far better than you. It was a very beautiful weekend. Yesterday was World Communications Day, and then it was a time to reminisce on what we who we are as communicators, and as well make the best use of our talents to make the world a better place. But then I had a good weekend, and I'm doing good this morning.
That's
How you,
good.
how you first of all? You're looking beautiful this morning. Of course, always you look beautiful.
Yeah, you got that right.
Right,
I'm
right,
doing
right,
good too.
right.
I had a good weekend too, so yeah. All right, guys, you're welcome once again. We've got so much coming your way, and as usual, you know how we do it every day. I start by giving you a charge, and then the weather reports before we go into our top 10 stories for today. Now, sit back, relax. We've got so much coming your way this morning. Don't go anywhere.
All right, Esther is right here, ready to help us kickstart the day and
Yeah.
the week with the right frame of mind, and then she's about to drop it like it's hot. Esther, so give us how we're supposed to feel today.
Of course I will. Good morning, Coast City, and happy Monday, the 18th of May, 2026. A new week is here again. And this morning, I just want you to enter it with intention and not fear. I don't know, we always have this problem with Mondays. Mondays always have this, we have this background anxiety that comes with Mondays, but I want you to enter today with intention and not fear. Don't let the stress of everything ahead overwhelm you before the day even begins, okay? Take this week one step at a time, one task at a time, one decision at a time, and one effort at a time, okay? Because sometimes growth is not loud. Sometimes it looks like quietly staying committed when nobody is clapping for you just yet. And if you're feeling tired this morning, I want you to remember that resting over the weekend was not weekend, and it was preparation, okay? Now it's time to rise again. Now this week I want you to challenge yourself to be more disciplined with your time, to be more intentional with your choices, and be more confident in your abilities and your beliefs, right? Stop doubting what God has already placed inside of you. You're capable. You're more capable than your fears suggest, more than your excuses allow, more than your comfort zone permits. Now this morning I want you to show up for your life. Like, I want you to send the application if you have them. If you're trying to get jobs, study harder, speak up, start the idea, take that step, because waiting for the perfect moment may keep you waiting forever. And as you move through this Monday, I want you to carry this truth with you, that you can do anything you put your mind to do, and just only if you're willing to keep showing up, to stay consistent, and to focus. Now give this week your best. Fight for the future you want for yourself, okay? Aim for excellence and trust that every effort you make today is building something meaningful. And from both our hearts to yours, we're wishing you clarity for the week ahead, strength for every challenge, and peace in knowing that you're growing every single day. Good morning, Coast City. This week is another opportunity. Make sure you don't waste it.
Of course, this week is another opportunity. Just make sure you do not waste it.
That's right.
Yeah, and then thank you so much, Esther, for that beautiful piece.
No, it's always
Always
my
a beautiful piece coming from
Aw,
you. Yeah,
thank you.
and you remember you're not fully dressed without a smile every
Don't
morning.
forget that,
Yeah.
guys. It's Monday. Start your week with a smile, with a positive mindset. It will do a great deal of good for you.
And the weather is so cool this morning.
It is indeed. When it started raining last night, I was like, ooh, let the showers
Mhm.
come, because it was quite hot yesterday, and I'm glad that we're having a very cool morning.
All right, and that will take us to the comprehensive weather report by Esther, who I'm gonna tell her. Of course, it's raining, right? So she won't be pessimistic today by telling us it's gonna rain. So, Esther, the weather report.
All right, as usual, we'll start with Lagos. This morning, Lagos, the day begins cloudy and humid, with temperatures rising gradually from 25 degrees Celsius to 29 degrees Celsius. They'll be having light coastal mist this morning, which may reduce visibility slightly during the early commute. And by afternoon in Lagos, thunderstorms are expected to develop from early afternoon, especially around the Ikeja, Lekki, and the island. Now, temperatures will peak near 32 degrees Celsius, though humidity may make it feel closer to 38 degrees Celsius. And by evening, showers gradually weaken into cloudy skies. The humidity remains extremely high overnight, with temperatures settling around 26 degrees Celsius. And moving on to Ibadan, Ibadan is having or experiencing mostly cloudy skies, with humid conditions dominating the morning. Temperatures rise steadily from 24 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius, and by afternoon, scattered thunderstorms are likely by mid-afternoon as daytime heating intensifies. Now, highs approach 34 degrees Celsius with heavy, muggy air across the city, and in the evening, thunderstorms will taper into cloudy and damp conditions. Now, in Badon today, the roads may remain slippery throughout the day, and yeah, there will be a lot of humidity today. And you know, one thing about humidity, it can trigger headaches and fatigue. So if you can, no, you have to drink water consistently throughout the day if you are in Ibadan. And then moving forward to Port Harcourt, Port Harcourt is having a wet start to their day with cloudy skies and passing showers. Temperatures there stay between 24 degrees Celsius and 27 degrees Celsius. And by afternoon, they'll be having moderate to heavy rainfall spreads across the city. Thunderstorms are likely in the afternoon, with temperatures peaking around 31 degrees Celsius. And by evening, rainfall continues intermittently into the into the evening, with humid nighttime conditions near 25 degrees Celsius. And then in Abuja, the federal capital, Abuja is experiencing sunny intervals and partly cloudy skies dominating the morning. Temperatures there rise from 24 degrees Celsius to 31 degrees. And by afternoon, Abuja will be experiencing intense daytime heat, with highs reaching 36 degrees Celsius, and conditions will stay mostly dry, though isolated thunderstorms may develop late in the afternoon. And by evening, clouds increase gradually, with slightly cooler conditions later tonight around 27 degrees. And moving northward to Kano, Kano is, as usual, is going to be having a sunny and hazy start to their day, and it is bound to persist throughout the morning, with temperatures already above 30 degrees Celsius. By afternoon, dangerous heat will intensify across Kano, with temperatures soaring to 40 degrees Celsius to 41 degrees Celsius under mostly sunny skies. And by evening, the skies remain mostly clear overnight, with temperatures still hovering above 31 degrees Celsius. Now, if you're in Kano, it will do you a lot of good if you stay in shaded areas, and of course, drink water regularly, even if you're not thirsty. And finally, here at home in Enugu, the day starts off dry and cloudy, but we might be having light showers beginning around 8 a.m. Now, we'll be seeing rain peaking between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., with temperatures remaining cool between 24 degrees Celsius and 27 degrees Celsius. And by afternoon, our conditions will temporarily dry up into mostly cloudy skies, allowing temperatures to climb towards 29 degrees Celsius, and light intermittent rain may briefly return around 4 p.m. And by evening, heavy weather moves in around sunset. We'll be experiencing a full thunderstorm that's expected near 6 p.m., transitioning into steady rainfall through 9 p.m. Now, the rain probability rises to nearly 65%, while temperatures fall back to humid 26 degrees Celsius. So we are gonna be expecting a wet day today. Now, that is your comprehensive weather report for today.
All right, thank you so much, Esther, for that one. And of course, we're already experiencing the weights weather, right?
That's right. And we
It's
like
so cool.
it.
It's so cool. It's so
We're
cool.
enjoying it.
All right, this is still Good Morning Call City right here on 106.9 FM Going radio station. We're gonna go on a short break right now. This short musical break, I believe. And when we come back, we'll look through our top 10 stories for today.
That's right.
Your best station still remains 106.9.
So now maybe this. Wow.
See my life done better. See the shame done waka.
Them no go know say you don't suffer.
Yeah.
Them they call you Ajebota, but you be real Ajepako.
See the levels done they change. It makes me wanna give again.
And love again.
Oh.
No need today. You
Don't
take. Not because you believe.
Now because I believe, because I believe. Now because I believe, because I believe. Oh.
Not because you believe. Because you believe. Not because you believe. Because you believe.
My people will believe go say.
Because you believe. Because you believe.
Because you believe. Yeah. See, mommy no be you be this. Remember say they no believe.
You go marry.
I
Happily.
yes. You and daddy. Raise pickings. Raise your pickings, then all of them go be.
Super picky.
Eh?
Super picky.
Eh?
Super picky.
Just like me. Now because you believe, because you believe. Now because you believe, because you believe. I believe in you, you believe in me, we believe in God. Yeah. Imagine say, you know they play lotto, you still they drive correct motor.
Imagine say,
Imagine,
no do mago,
take come on.
for Ajepako.
Yeah.
Imagine say,
I go die one day,
but my name go
remake.
red.
So great, yeah. In Jesus I believe, believe.
Because you believe,
Ah,
because you believe,
because I believe,
not because you believe, because you believe,
because you believe.
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Call City right here on 106.9 FM Going radio. And of course, we believe that's all going to be right always.
It's a very beautiful song.
And but then as you're believing, just understand that the whole bulk of the work lies in your hands.
Yeah, yeah.
Y-
You,
yo-
you,
yo- yo.
you have it all in you to change the trajectory of your life, and if you really want it that bad, you should go for it.
Of course,
Mm.
you want it that bad, you work so bad.
Yeah.
No, work so bad. Like, now, like you work so hard.
We get the kind of bad you mean though.
All right, this is time for us to look through our top 10 stories for today. Esther, you ready?
Yes, I am. For the first story this morning, we see NUJ fumes as Enugu lawmaker attacks journalists covering APC primaries. The story has it that the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Enugu State Council, has condemned what it described as an assault on press freedom following the alleged harassment and intimidation of journalists by a member of the House of Representatives, Chief Nnolin Naji, during the All Progressives Congress primary election in the state. The union accused the lawmaker representing Nkanu East and Nkanu West federal constituency of chasing journalists away from the venue of the exercise located along Abakaliki Road, GRA Enugu, despite the fact that the media practitioners were officially invited by the party to cover the primaries. In a statement signed by the chairman, NUJ Obin Obuka, the union described the alleged conduct of the lawmaker as shameful, undemocratic, and unacceptable. The council said it was shocking and embarrassing that a serving federal lawmaker would allegedly harass, intimidate, and forcibly chase away journalists who were carrying out their constitutional and professional responsibilities. The Nigerian Union of Journalists Enugu State Council strongly condemns the shameful, undemocratic, and unacceptable conduct allegedly exhibited by the member representing Enugu, Nkanu East, and Nkanu West Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives. It is both shocking and embarrassing that a sitting federal lawmaker would allegedly harass, intimidate, and forcefully chase away journalists who were officially invited by the APC leadership to cover the exercise in line with their constitutional and professional responsibilities, the statement read. Chike, what do you think about this?
Of course, it's quite embarrassing, and then it's just another case of abuse of power, abuse of authority, because it's abuse of power, not even
And
authority,
fundamental
basically.
human rights, because these journalists have a right to carry out their lawful duties without fear.
It's
without
not like they were
harassment
busybodies;
or-
they were invited
They were
actually.
invited.
And
And-
it's just one of those cases of people excessively exercising their powers and feel that nothing is going to happen to them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it only happens in Nigeria.
It doesn't just happen in Nigeria though, but I think we see
No,
a
the level of
lot.
impunity. That's what I
Mm.
mean when I
Mm.
say it only happens in Nigeria. It's the level of impunity because he does it and he gets away with it.
And so openly, right? This happened in public, and this is beyond embarrassing. The media is supposed to be there, even if you're not invited. I think they're supposed to be there to cover the events, to ensure transparency, because they owe that to what they owe that to citizens, to make sure that we can have some
have
sort
an
of
accurate
confidence
report of what
exactly
happened.
in the system. So this is very wrong, and just like the NUJ, the Nigeria Union of Journalists said, it is a condemnable act, and I hope that he'll be able to make a statement apologizing, because
I think the only thing NUJ is actually looking for is right now is an apology
yeah,
and then a commitment for it to not happen again.
that's right.
Right, moving forward on our stories this morning, we have this one: 4 days after Borno or your school children still in captivity. That's quite unfortunate. The story has it that dozens of school children abducted by gunmen in Borno and Oyo states remain in captivity 4 days after the attacks. The children were kidnapped last Friday. More than 40 children were abducted from Government Day Secondary School and Musa Central Primary School in Askira, Oba local government area of Borno State, while the exact number of victims abducted in Oyo State has yet to be confirmed. Eyewitnesses who witnessed the Friday morning attacks in Musa and Borno State say the gunmen used the children as human shields while fleeing on motorcycles, preventing security operatives from opening fire. No group has claimed responsibility for the attacks. We watched helplessly as insurgents marched children into bush. Residents of Musa say the terrorists appear to have targeted the abduction of the 42 pupils of Musa Primary and Junior Secondary School. Musa is a remote community in Askira Oba local government area bordering the Sambisa forest, a non-enclave of Boko Haram insurgents. Speaking with correspondents, some grief-stricken parents and residents lamented that 4 days after the adoption, no group had contacted them or claimed responsibility. One of the parents, Mohammed Saleh, said the family had endured sleepless nights since the children were taken away. This is the 4th day since my 2 children were abducted, and I have not slept. My wife hardly eats and cries all the time. We are deeply disturbed by the continued silence from the abductors. Nobody has contacted us or explained the reason for the abduction. The silence is tormenting us, he said. Narrating how the incident occurred, the parents who pleaded anonymity say their silence stormed the village around 9 a.m. on Friday and headed straight to the school. It was after they captured the children that we heard gunshots and realized what was happening. They led the children into the bush without anyone confronting them, he said. Some residents also say they watched helplessly as the insurgents moved the children from the school into the bush without resistance.
Goodness me, not again. We've seen this countless times with Chibok, with the one that happened earlier this year in Niger State. And this is such a painful story to read. When I heard about this, I was like, not against students, children, pupils. These are pupils. And it's sad that the school that is supposed to be a place where children can learn peacefully is not a place where, okay, you don't even know when you just come and be abducted. And this is really sad. And it's really sad that 4 days after, no one has come to like say, oh, we are the ones who abducted them. We want this, and I know how. I can imagine how scary it is for the parents.
It's our new reality, sadly. And then when you
goodness.
talk about this case, we are talking about kids who these are primary school and junior secondary school children. So we are talking about kids who are between 6 and maximum 12 years old.
Goodness, this is. I just hope they're taking care of them and they're not being
It's just the
hurt.
sad reality of what Nigeria has become. Just the thing, it's sad reality of what Nigeria has become. And then it's what is even more disheartening. It seems like the vast majority of us have not really come to terms with the fact that we are in a messed up situation.
It's like actually being normalized to an extent now.
It's not like it has been. It's not to an extent, to a full extent. To it's a normal thing now. Because see, did you hear this story when they were abducted? Is it not 4 days after the abduction that we're hearing this story?
It's true.
So it's a
true.
normal thing now in the country.
Oh well, moving forward, this is still on the Oyo school attack. We see Senate and Yoruba leaders demand action as distress videos emerge. Okay. It says 2 videos of victims of abduction in Community High School, Ahoro Esinele, and Baptist Nursery and Primary School, Obomosho, Yawota area of Orire local government area of Oyo State, pleading with the federal and state governments to come to their rescue, went viral on social media on Sunday, sparking outrage as the Senate and Yoruba leaders demanded urgent action from the government to secure their release. Reports said terrorists on motorbikes attacked Baptist Nursery and Primary School and Community Grammar School. The armed Muslims abducted pupils, students and staff members, including Alamo. The police also confirmed the killing of an assistant headmaster identified as Mr. Adesiyan during the attack, while an Okada rider was reportedly shot dead after resisting attempts by the attackers to seize his motorcycle. One of the viral videos on Sunday from the abducted principal of Community High School, Mrs. Alamos, and a teacher at Baptist Nursery and Primary School, Temitope Mary Dahusi. The man appealed to the federal and state governments, the Christian Association of Nigeria, and well-meaning Nigerians to intervene and secure the release. Speaking from captivity, the visibly distressed school administrator said she and several staff and students had remained with abductors since the attack on Friday. She said, I am Mrs. Alamo. I am the principal of Community High School in Oriri local government area of Oyo State. And on Friday around 9:30 a.m., we were attacked by a certain group of people, and a good number of us were abducted, the staff and the students as well, and we have been here since Friday. She pleaded with authorities to ensure a peaceful resolution to prevent loss of lives.
Esther, seriously, I don't know what to say here, but what I'm trying to say is election cycle is around the corner. It's around the corner.
Yeah.
The thing is, I want to say if, because it seems like sometimes like this, when you come to a society bedeviled with maladministration, it has a way of making practically almost the vast majority of the populace become zombies, become stupid. It's for us now who claim to be aware to raise advocacy and get people to understand, say, that it is happening to this person does not mean that you're shielded from it.
Exactly. It could be you. We are victims.
We are all
waiting to
victims
happen.
waiting to happen. So the point is, election cycles is around the corner. People should rise. Not just vote, but defend their votes and must ensure that the vote counts. It's unfortunate, actually.
I just hope that we release as soon as possible.
That's actually the only thing
Soon
we
as
can say. We
possible.
hope.
That's hope.
We hope. But at the end of the day, these are people's children. These are people's life being toyed with, because politics affects every one of us. So enough of the complacency for us. Esther, if we continue like this, we will not finish today. But we all know what we're supposed to do, and for us, and then we should just wake up and then ensure that we are determined to do exactly what we're supposed to do. Alright, moving forward this morning, we have this one. NDLEA intercepts 1,989 rounds of ammunition hidden in Gari. Alright, the story has it that officers of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) on patrol along the Abuja-Kaduna Highway have intercepted 1,989 rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition concealed in sacks of cassava granules, popularly known as Gari. The agency's director of media and advocacy, Femi Babafemi, disclosed this in a statement issued on Sunday in Abuja. The NDLEA spokesman identified the suspect as 35-year-old Abdullahi Hassan, noting that both the suspect and the exhibit had been handed over to another security agency for further investigation. The agency also intercepted consignments of cocaine and opioids concealed in export packages bound for the United Kingdom and Australia, while operatives destroyed 65,000 kilograms of skunk in forests in Delta states.
Oh well, this is another good one from the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, but it just comes to mind how sophisticated these criminal networks have become. Inside Gary, and I'm just here wondering how many of these shipments, right, have actually gone undetected in the system over time. Because yeah, I know this has been happening. So
And that's why intelligence gathering comes to play, because I believe that NDLEA was able to intercept this
yeah,
through intelligence, credible intelligence tip-off. So congratulations to
Yeah, we
NDLEA, and
applaud
of course
them.
congratulations to Nigerians, because this is one step towards our greater goal of safeguarding the country. At least 1,900 and something rounds of ammunition is off circulation.
That's true. That's true. Well, moving forward, we see Nigerian Navy naps 5 EPOB and ESN suspects in Anambra. The story has it that the Nigerian Navy has handed over 5 suspects linked to the alleged activities of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, the Eastern Security Network, and associated criminal elements to the Department of State Services, Anambra State Command, for further investigation and necessary action. The Director, Naval Information, Navy Captain Abiodun Folorunshaw, in a statement said the suspects were apprehended by personnel of Naval Outpost Onitsha, deployed at Forward Operating Base Ami, following credible intelligence reports linking them to suspected criminal activities within the Obaru local government area of Anambra State. Preliminary investigations revealed that one of the suspects is the alleged coordinator of the group's operations within the affected communities, while the remaining 4 were identified as active members of the network. Initial findings further pointed to specific locations allegedly used for clandestine meetings and recruitment activities. In keeping with established interagency collaboration protocols and extant regulations, the Navy subsequently transferred custody of all 5 suspects to the Department of State Services for thorough investigation and prosecution as deemed appropriate, the statement read. What do you think, Chike?
All right, every action to stem the rise or the operations of non-state actors is always encouraged.
Yeah, I'm not even
Yeah.
surprised. I mean, May
So,
30.
Because at the end of the day, we see people claiming to fight for the people ending up being the very, very, very weapon fashioned against the people.
Right.
So I always support, quelling any activity of non-state actors, because we can't have a society of anarchy.
Yeah. You know, they also declared May 30, so that Thomas,
It's always
Biafra
it's another
Heroes
thing. It's
Remembrance
another
Day.
thing.
So I think this is a good one. It's gonna send a message to other.
It's actually another thing for us to remember
an
the
annual
fallen
thing,
heroes.
yeah.
That which of course I support it. In fact, I'm even part of
Yes.
those who advocate for at least Southeast governors to take up that mantle of leadership by declaring it, because we fought a bitter war years ago. So the 30th May. The point is
Remember them.
leaving its enforcement, leaving
Violence.
leaving the core management of such important remembrance in the hands of non-state actors is something I discourage.
Yeah.
All right, moving forward on our story, Ebola, we are monitoring situation, NCDC. All right, this story has it that the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, yesterday said there is currently no confirmed case of Ebola virus, EVD, in Nigeria. However, the NCDC confirmed that it is closely monitoring the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda, following increased regional movement across countries. The agency advised Nigerians to remain calm, avoid spreading misinformation, maintain regular hand hygiene, avoid contact with bodily fluids of sick persons, to refrain from contact with dead animals or bushmeat from unknown sources, promptly report unusual illnesses to the nearest health facility, and follow updates only from official public health authorities. It explained that Ebola virus disease is a severe viral illness caused by the Ebola virus and transmitted through direct contact with the blood, bodily fluids, secretions, or contaminated materials of an infected person or animal. The incubation period ranges from 2 to 21 days, while symptoms may include fever, weakness, headache, muscle pain, sore throat, vomiting, diarrhea, and in severe cases, unexplained bleeding.
Well, I think this one is reassuring, because I remember back then in 2014, I mean, Ebola pandemic, the outbreak rather, the epidemic took us unawares. It tested our airport surveillance systems. It tested our, in fact, the way we were receptive to the disease. So I'm glad.
I actually took one doctor. Let's not forget the doctor who
Yeah.
sacrificed her life to restrain the Liberian guy who came into the country
Oh,
with
it
that
was crazy.
Ebola
It
virus,
was
and then
crazy.
it was actually crazy. But then it's good that NCDC is coming in now to raise the awareness, and then to also tell people not to panic, because sometimes we'll tend to even spoil the whole thing through panic.
That's true. And moving forward, we see Nigerian schoolgirls earn global AI recognition. The story has it that Ado Girls Secondary School Onitsha, Anambra State, has earned international recognition after winning the Outstanding Organization Award at the Global AI Youth Competition organized by the International AI Youth Education Society. Organizers said in a statement on Saturday that recognition highlights the growing impact of digital and artificial intelligence education initiatives targeting public secondary school students in Nigeria, particularly girls, as the country seeks to strengthen participation in emerging technologies. The award came through the Digital Access Program implemented by TechQuest STEM Academy in partnership with Cummins Inc., an initiative currently providing 750 students and 10 teachers with foundational and emerging digital skill training. According to organizers, the competition ran between December 2025 and February 2026 and featured participants from countries including the United States, the United Kingdom, China, and Russia.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
to
This is
these
a big
young lads.
one.
Yeah, of course, it's some part of the things that we encourage. You know, healthy competition, and then the competitions that we promotes creativity, promotes drive
Yeah.
to become instruments of development.
Of course, not just in Nigeria, but even on the global stage at the
course.
same time. That's
And it's
beautiful.
good getting schools like these, young lads like
Public
this,
secondary schools.
putting
I love that.
putting us putting us out there, and then it's not
Global
it's not always negative things that should be coming out from Nigeria.
Mhm,
At
mhm.
least certain level of breakthroughs is commendable.
Yes, it is indeed.
All right, moving forward, how terrorists killed 17 police officers, soldiers in Yobe. All right, the story has it that the Nigerian police force has confirmed the killing of 17 police officers and an undisclosed number of soldiers in an attack on the Nigerian Army Special Forces School in Buniyadi, Gujba local government area of Yobe State by Boko Haram terrorists. The force spokesperson Anthony Okon Placid confirmed the incident in a statement issued on Saturday, May 16, 2026. Placid said the attack occurred in the early hours of May 8, 2026 around 1:15 a.m. He explained that the officers were undergoing advanced tactical and counter-terrorism training when gunmen launched what he described as a coordinated overnight assault on the military facility from multiple directions. The officers paid the supreme price in service to the nation following a terrorist attack on the Nigerian Army Special Force School, Buniyadi, he said. He added that several soldiers were also killed while repelling the attack, but did not provide an official figure for military casualties. The Nigerian military also did not disclose the number of soldiers killed. Sources in Buniyadi said the attackers engaged security forces in a fierce gun battle that lasted more than 3 hours.
Oh, this is really tragic. May the souls of our fallen heroes rest in peace. You see, one thing about this particular story is that we see these insurgents that they're still very capable, right? And then we know that this can weaken the morale of our soldiers. It can weaken our confidence in the system. And I just hope that that we just keep up with the crackdown on this insurgency and terrorism in especially in the northern part of Nigeria.
And stop giving them amnesty,
Yeah, exactly.
because it's actually
Doesn't make sense.
I see that the so-called what they call it,
Reintegration into society.
reintegration and the radicalization program. I just see it as ridiculous.
unfair. That's true.
Catch them, imprison them.
Oh, moving forward, we see WHO declares emergency as Ebola kills over 80 in Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, the World Health Organization declared an international health emergency on Sunday over an outbreak of an Ebola strain in the Democratic Republic of Congo that has killed more than 80 and for which there is no vaccine. Fears of further spread grew when a laboratory on Sunday confirmed a case in the major eastern DRC city of Goma, which is controlled by Rwanda-backed M23 militia. A total of 88 deaths and 336 suspected cases of the highly contagious hemorrhagic fever has so far been reported, the African Center for Disease Control and Prevention said in an update on Saturday. Chike, what do you think about this?
Yeah, it just comes to mind the whole issue we're still facing in Africa. A lot of things is wrong with Africa because Congo is actually in active war. We know
Yeah.
M23 rebels and the Congolese
Been having
government
this too.
still having issue, and then Ebola virus, because sometime there was a time Ebola was declared, Africa was declared Ebola free. Then us going back, it's just like us going back to what we are not supposed to go back to. It's unfortunate Africa is still like this. I just hope that as WHO has declared the world emergency on it, and then with holes,
Yeah.
so many conflicts happening in the world, I just hope that we nip this to the bud, because
make
geez,
appropriate measures. put
if
appropriate
this thing goes out of
measures in
hand,
place.
then we can't handle it in Africa. Ebola is quite deadly. It's
And
very, very
there's
deadly.
no vaccine for it yet.
There's
No.
none. There's none, of course. All right, the last story this morning. Before we wrap it up, we have this one in the world of sports. It goes to know 2027 AFCON qualifying falls on Tuesday. All right, the story has it that 30 times champions Nigeria will discover their opponents for the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers on Tuesday, when the Confederation of African Football conducts the draw for the tournament to be jointly hosted by Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. The qualifying draw will be held at the headquarters of the Egyptian Football Association in Cairo, ahead of the finals, which are scheduled to take place from June 19 to July 17, 2027. Tagged AFCON Pamoja 2027, it will be the first edition in the competition's history to be co-hosted by 3 countries. Nigeria won the tournament in 1980, 1994, and 2013. Super Eagles also finished runners-up in 2023 and third in 2025. A total of 48 teams, including the 3 co-hosts, will participate in the qualifiers. According to CAF, the 48 participating countries will be divided into 12 groups of 4 teams, with the top 2 sides in each group qualifying automatically for the finals. However, because Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda have already secured qualification as hosts, only 1 additional team will qualify from each of their groups. The qualifiers will be played across the FIFA international windows between September 2026 and March 2027.
Oh well, I think this is a good one. Football is always one event that always bring people together, and I know that this will call or actually drive readiness for our Super Eagles. So yeah, we're excited. Come 2027 AFCON, we're gonna be watching the AFCON, and it just feels like we just watched it this year. I mean, is my mind playing tricks on me? Oh well, that's a good one. Yeah, we're waiting, and yeah, we hope that Nigeria will be able to make it up to the finals.
The finals and
win.
then win. That's the thing. They were 3 times champions in Africa. There's nothing wrong if you become 4 times champions.
And it's also beautiful that 3 countries are like hosting it this year.
Yeah, it will reduce the burden, the hosting burden on one
Yeah,
country, because it
yeah.
seems like it's becoming quite difficult for some countries to take up this hosting rights.
Mm.
But then it's good, and then it spreads the excitement across
Yeah, it does.
across the continent actually.
It does indeed.
All right, that's the march we're gonna take this morning right here in Good Morning Coal City, and thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Esther, for giving us something that we're going to hold on to today and for the week.
Of course, it's always my pleasure. You know, I always gonna give you guys hot every single day.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that's just like Chike said, we're gonna be wrapping up right now. Thank you for staying with us. I want you guys to have an amazing day. Go out there and crush it. Remember, you have everything it takes to live the life you want, to get or achieve what you want, whatever you want. So just go out there with that mindset and go and achieve great things. Okay, we're cheering you on here. We're rooting for you. Make sure you don't flop.
Yeah, make sure you don't flop. And until we come back on Wednesday, have a beautiful, beautiful day.
All right, bye guys.
Your station
The First Go Uni Radio.
106.9